So, what's really going on with this whole Luis Eugenio Suarez situation? You might have caught a glimpse of it during the All-Star game, where things got a bit interesting. Someone asked Suarez about the possibility of being traded to the Yankees, and the way he answered definitely caught some attention. He basically said that the Yankees are the Yankees, a team that's always looking to win, hungry to take that next step. He mentioned how they tested their limits last year but still have that fire, and if he got the chance to join them, he'd do everything he can to help them win the World Series. That's not exactly the kind of answer you give if you don't want to keep the door open, right? Now, if you start digging into Suarez's numbers this season, you'll see he's having a solid year offensively. He's hitting around 250, with 31 home runs and 78 RBIs, plus an OPS near .889 and an OPS plus of 142. Those are pretty impressive offensive stats for a third baseman. Defensively, maybe he's not the absolute best out there at third, but the power he brings to the lineup is exactly what the Yankees have been craving for years now. The Yankees have been on the lookout for a right-handed power bat to slot into that corner infield spot, whether at first or third base, and Suarez fits that mold perfectly, of course. There's the age factor. Suarez is turning 34 very soon, which means he'd basically be a rental for the remainder of the season, just about 2 months. So, it really depends on what the Diamondbacks are going to ask in return. Even if the Yankees manage to get someone like Zach Gallo in the deal, it's complicated. Gallo's having a tough season, and his contract is up at the end of the year. If Gallo were performing at a high level, maybe it would be easier to consider giving up a top prospect, but right now, I'm hesitant to move anyone like Spencer Jones. The guy's been absolutely tearing it up in AAA, lighting up the minors, with some of the hottest hitting numbers you can find anywhere. Giving up a player like that, who could be a cornerstone for the Yankees' future, just feels like a big risk. Yet, whenever there's smoke, there's usually fire. And there's a lot of smoke swirling around Suarez and the Yankees right now. Remember that All-Star Game commercial where Suarez was sitting in a booth and casually waved to Max Fried and Carlos Rodon, who were in their own separate booth. It might seem like nothing more than a friendly gesture or just part of filming, but it got fans wondering, is this some kind of subtle hint? Are the Yankees quietly working on something behind the scenes? Honestly, it's hard to say. PR people often keep things under wraps, and even the folks running the All-Star event probably don't know the Yankees' trade plans. Still, the timing and these small details have a way of fueling rumors and speculation. What's even more intriguing is how Suarez's public stance seems to be shifting. Just a couple of weeks ago, he was saying he didn't really want to be traded, that he preferred to stay put in Arizona. But now, his tone has softened. He said he wouldn't mind becoming a Yankee, which is a significant change. It's almost like he's warming up to the idea, maybe even encouraging it. That doesn't mean the deal is locked, but it definitely adds more layers to the story, of course. Bringing Suarez on board wouldn't be the end of the Yankees' offseason moves. They'd still need to bolster that bullpen, which has been a glaring weakness. David Robertson's name keeps popping up as a potential target. He's a free agent, and both the Yankees and Mets are reportedly scouting him. Plus, there's always the question of whether the Yankees would have to part with more prospects, or even a young starter to get Suarez. Kem Schleitler and Spencer Jones have been mentioned, but giving up a guy like Jones, who's arguably the best hitter in the minors this year, would sting. It's a delicate balance between winning now and building for the future. Looking back at last year, the Yankees made some bold moves close to the trade deadline, like when they acquired Mark Leiter Jr., giving up a top 10 prospect in Jack Neely. That's a big price, and it shows how serious they are about competing. On the other hand, the Marlins paid a king's ransom for Tanner Scott, 3 of their top 5 prospects, just for a 2-month rental reliever. That deal set a new standard for how much teams might have to give up for a key piece late in the season. So, if the Diamondbacks sense there's a bidding war for Suarez, and we've heard teams like the Seattle Mariners might be interested in reuniting with him, the price could skyrocket. The Yankees might have to go deep into their farm system to get this done. Spencer Jones, in particular, is a hot commodity. I know some people think Yankees fans overvalue their prospects, but Jones's numbers speak for themselves. He's racking up homers, keeping his ops over 1,000, and just crushing the ball month after month. Letting him go for someone like Suarez would have to come with some serious guarantees. And Suarez, despite putting up numbers that put him near the top in home runs this year, is turning 34. Even if they try to sign him beyond this year, What kind of contract are we talking about? 3 years until he's 37? That's a big gamble in a game that favors youth and durability. Still, if the Yankees do manage to pull this off, they'd be adding a bona fide offensive force. 31 home runs and .889 OPS. Suarez is arguably the best offensive third baseman in the entire league right now. If you're hesitating because of his on-base percentage, which sits around .30, you might be missing the bigger picture. His ability to get on base combined with that power makes him a valuable asset. For comparison, Juan Soto's on-base percentage is higher, but not by an overwhelming margin. And Suarez's ops is right up there, all things considered. It feels like there's something brewing here. Maybe I'm reading too much into a commercial or a couple of public comments, but the signs are stacking up. Suarez seems open to the idea of joining the Yankees. The timing is right, and the buzz is growing louder. It might just be a matter of time before we start hearing about serious talks. Between the Yankees and Diamondbacks, they've pulled off last-minute deals before, and this could be no different. We might see something unfold in the next week. In the meantime, all eyes are on Suarez and what he could bring to a Yankees lineup hungry for that right-handed power punch. It's a story to watch, for sure, and look, the Yankees know better than anyone that timing is everything. They've waited too long before and missed out on difference makers, but this time around, there's a sense of urgency. This isn't just about Suarez, it's about what he represents. A move like this could set the tone for the rest of the season. Bringing in a guy with 31 home runs in mid-July, that doesn't just upgrade the lineup, it sends a message to the clubhouse, to the fans, to the league. It says the Yankees aren't waiting around. They're going for it. But then the question becomes, how much are you willing to give up to send that message? How badly do you want to win right now? Because if the Diamondbacks feel like they're holding a valuable trade chip, and with Suarez's current production, they're not going to let him go for a discount. Especially if other teams are circling. The Mariners reportedly have interest, and if that's true, it changes everything. A bidding war drives the price up fast. We saw it last year. The Marlins got a massive haul for Tanner Scott because more than one team was involved. So if Seattle jumps in and maybe a third team enters the picture, suddenly Suarez's value spikes. And the Yankees are faced with a decision they might not be ready for. Are you willing to include Spencer Jones? Are you ready to give up a guy who, right now, looks like the future of your outfield? Because that's what it might take. Jones isn't just putting up good numbers, he's putting up elite numbers. His ops has been over 1,000 for weeks now. His home run totals are climbing steadily. And he's hitting lefties and righties equally well. That's the kind of balance and power you don't often find at the minor league level. He's not a prospect anymore. He's practically knocking on the big league door. And here's the thing, when you look at how the Yankees have operated over the past few seasons, they've gotten burned on some of these deals, trading high-value prospects for guys who were supposed to be the missing piece. And then watching those players either flop or leave in free agency, it leaves a mark. The fan base remembers. The front office remembers. That's why there's hesitation now. They know what it feels like to make a big splash and regret it 6 months later. But Suarez might be different. He's not just a short-term rental with average numbers. He's a veteran with legitimate production. 31 home runs is not a fluke. That's a guy who can change a game with one swing. And maybe that's what the Yankees need right now. Not just a player, but a presence. Someone who can bring a little swagger back to the Bronx. Because let's be honest, the energy has been off lately. The inconsistency, the lack of urgency. Something's been missing. Suarez could help fill that void. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. Whispers are swirling around the baseball world after Max Fried, the talented pitcher, dropped hints about why he left the New York Yankees. In a recent conversation, Fried revealed that a key reason behind his departure was that he felt undervalued by the Yankees organization. According to the left-hander, the team's management has many problems, which seemingly created an environment where he didn't feel appreciated or supported. Though Fried didn't go into extensive detail, insiders speculate that behind the scenes, turmoil and conflicting visions within the Yankees front office might have played a major role in his decision to part ways. This revelation adds fuel to the ongoing discussions about the Yankees' internal struggles, a subject that has long been rumored among fans and analysts alike. Some sources suggest that the club's handling of player relations and contract negotiations has caused friction, potentially pushing key players like Fried to seek opportunities elsewhere. Max Fried, known for his consistency and poise on the mound, is a valuable asset to any team, and his feelings of being overlooked raise questions about how the Yankees manage their talent. The pitcher's departure may indicate deeper issues within the franchise's leadership that could affect their future prospects. Observers are now watching closely to see if this pattern of dissatisfaction might continue or if the Yankees will take steps to address these internal challenges. As the baseball community digests Fried's comments, speculation grows about where he might land next and how this revelation might impact the Yankees' reputation. While nothing is confirmed, the buzz surrounding Max Fried's exit and the alleged problems within the Yankees organization is stirring conversations across the sport, hinting at a possible shift in the balance of power in upcoming seasons. Could this be the beginning of a broader reshuffle within one of baseball's most storied franchises? Time will tell, but the rumblings suggest that the Yankees' internal dynamics might be more fragile than previously thought. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.